I want to share with you the journey of developing my SOHMO Go-To Scissors because holy dooly did I underestimate how much work was involved with manufacturing these things. So SOHMO has always sold scissors that have been a little bit fancier. They've got gold-plated handles. They're made in Italy. They're absolutely gorgeous. But I knew that I wanted to create something that was a bit more everyday go-to pair of scissors. So I had a look around for some different manufacturers that could do custom handled. So I did not know how much time it would take to get this made. Every single part of this pair of scissors has to be drawn in a 3D program so that they can design a mold to inject the silicone into, so that they can create a stamp to cut the blades out of. And yeah, it all takes a lot of time. Designing the go-to scissors was a real lesson in not assuming anyone knows exactly what I mean. So I knew that I wanted slightly flexible handles. Explaining that to someone where English is not their first language, it's really hard to say, like, squishy is not a word that necessarily translates. And also, how squishy do you mean? So that was really evident when I got my first sample, and I will show it to you. These arrived in the post. I had said that I wanted silicone handles, but I wanted to make sure that it didn't like attract fluff. And I don't know if you can see it on here, but that's that type of silicone that just like attracts all sorts of fluff and stickiness, and it's just crap. The best part is how squishy these are. So like they are like so bendy. So I had to go back to the manufacturer because he had said a couple of times, "Are you sure you want them soft?" I'm like, yes, they need to be soft. They need to be able to flex a little bit. He clearly didn't understand what I meant or why I wanted them to be soft. So he sent me these, and I was like, oh my god, no. It was so hard to control. Like you can see there, you just have no control with these scissors. It was just silly. He must have thought I was insane. He also sent me ones with no flex at all. So these is like hard plastic. It's not sort of brittle plastic, but it's a yucky sort of a feeling. It wasn't what I was after. And then he sent me half a pair of scissors of the smaller pair, and it was the right sort of flexible flex that was in these handles. To get to this point was over 6 months of emails backwards and forwards and pictures and videos explaining what I meant by the colors, the texture, the flexibility. So when I got this in the post, I almost cried because it had been 6 months of backwards and forwards. Every other product I'd launched to date had taken maybe 3 months from concept to getting the product in. The fact that I had done 6 months of emails and ended up with a product that was nowhere near close to what I wanted, it just felt like such a setback. So I went back, I persevered. I'd invested a lot more money than I have with other products in this because I had to pay for the molds for this. This is custom with my brand on it. No one else is going to use that mold. I had to pay for that mold up front, and that was thousands and thousands of dollars. I then had to commit to purchasing quite a few thousand pairs of these before he would do a production run for me. So it was a huge commitment, biggest commitment I had made with my brand to date. So I kind of had to have a think and go, have I, it's that whole sunk cost thing. Like, do I actually just need to walk away from this, or is this actually salvageable? Can I actually come up with a product and, is it ever going to be saleable? So I did persevere and ended up with the SOHMO Go-To Scissors, and they are exactly what I wanted. They've got just the right amount of flexibility in the handles. They've got super sharp micro serrated blades, and they've got my brand on them. They're the right texture. They don't pick up heaps of fluff like this horrible silicone handle ones, and they're not super bendy. So they've got great control, and the blades are the Stay Sharp, grippy, micro-serrated blades. So they're exactly what I was after. It just took a long, long time to get to that point. The next thing that I needed to solve was the packaging. Now, everything that I do with SOHMO, I try to make it as minimally packaged as possible. I absolutely hate it when you go to the shop and you get those plastic clamshell packages. It feels so wasteful. And at the end of the day, I'm an online retailer. I don't have a storefront where I've got customers touching product all the time. So I can pull the packaging back a little bit. It doesn't have to be a really robust plastic clamshell packaging to protect it from that sort of wear and tear on a shop floor. So when I thought about the packaging, I knew that I didn't want plastic. I didn't want a plastic window on it, but I knew that customers still needed to see the product if they were in a retail environment. So I had to think about all of the packaging. I went to Officeworks and had a look around at all the packaging that was there. And I found a box of pencils, and I was like, of course, like a basic pencil box is all I need. It shows the SOHMO brand really well, but then you can see the product in the back if you really want to, or if you are careful, you can open the package to have a good look at it. But I think just putting the window in the back was enough for customers to see what the actual product looked like inside. So once I decided on the packaging, I designed it all in Illustrator, sent it off to my packaging manufacturer, and they created a prototype and sent me a video of what it looked like. And yeah, it was very cool. I said, yes, let's print it. And then they sent over the packaging. So then eventually, about just over 12 months from my initial email to the scissors manufacturer, I got my delivery of scissors. It was 2 pallets of scissors that arrived at my house. I didn't have a warehouse or anything for them to be delivered to. I was just storing them in my spare room. They arrived and I went, oh my God, I have really underestimated how big these boxes of scissors were going to be, but I will just make it work. So I had boxes of scissors stashed everywhere. I had boxes stashed on top of my wardrobe, in my spare room, underneath my desk, everywhere that I could fit boxes. But it was a really big minimum order because it was a custom run of custom scissors with my logo on them. So yeah, I packaged up all the scissors, did a launch to my SOHMO mailing list, put it all over social media. My photographer took some beautiful photos of them, and yeah, now they've actually become my best-selling product, which it has actually surprised me. I had hoped that they would be a really good seller. I'd hoped that people would see how amazing these scissors are. They are so sharp. But I don't know. I guess I need to believe in myself more. I don't know. I'm really pleasantly surprised that people have seen how good a quality product these are. I'm seeing people have purchased I'm seeing that a lot of people have purchased all 3 pairs as a pack, and then they're returning and buying another pair. And I'm like, why is this happening? I think people are buying them as gifts, or they're getting a backup pair. I don't know. I need to ask people, why are you buying multiple pairs of these scissors? If you own multiple pairs, please let me know. Yeah,